Aloha kako guys, and welcome to Just and True. I am going to be making a very brief video here at work, kind of just going over some of the importance of maintaining your bearing, maintaining a clear conscience, and maintaining your personality, who you are as a person, maintaining your ego and structure. I think that it's a very important thing for us to do, to put ourselves through hypothetical situations, through thought experiments throughout the day, to train ourselves and to not only be prepared for a lack of food, lack of water, lack of ammo, lack of medical care, lack of energy, but to put us in situations where we have never been before. Most of us have never been before. When it comes to triage, whose life needs to be saved, when to use lethal force, what will you do with your food when you see people starving in the streets? Or what will you do with your water when you see people dying of dehydration? Will there be a certain amount that you're willing to give? How will you help? The whole world out there, it seems, is trying to destroy us, trying to destroy the planet, trying to destroy faith, trying to destroy Christ. And how will you help when that situation occurs? You know, surviving is useless if you're surviving alone. Surviving is useless if you're surviving in a small group even. I mean, to a point, when SHTF situation occurs, we have a unique opportunity to not rebuild establishment or to not rebuild the economy, but to rebuild our hearts and minds, to rebuild how we interact with one another, to rebuild how we proceed through our day-to-day, how we ensure the safety of others, how we can love, how we can put others' safety and others' well-being before ourselves. A lot of people say that's not self-preservation. A lot of people think that's self-deprivation almost. But I would disagree. I would say that there is no other better reason to live than to help other people live. There's no other great value of self than there is to give value to others. There's no point of survival if all you're doing is sheltering out the storm to let everybody die around you. I think one of the very first episodes of The Twilight Zone was the nuclear holocaust, and basically one dude came out of this giant, he was locked in a bank vault, and then apparently everything but that bank vault was destroyed, and he walked out, and at first he loved it because he was a big book reader and he had nothing but books left, and then he broke his glasses and he realized, oh, I have nobody to help me, I have nobody to talk to, and it just goes downhill from there. So even in the worst case scenario, you need to be able to still yourself, to understand who you are as a person, and to get that out of the way now. A lot of us are so busy, and most of us are. We wake up, we go to work, we eat, we take care of the bills, we take care of the kids, we take care of our responsibilities, we're going to school, you know, we have our hobbies, we're doing stuff, we have a checklist of things that we need to do, but a lot of the times on that checklist, there isn't us. We're not on that checklist. You know, maybe, you know, get a quick workout in, maybe do some yoga, but hardly ever do people truly meditate. And I don't mean mantras and ohms. I mean think deep down who you are. When you are pressured and when your back is against the wall and when it's fight or flight, what do you do? When someone else's well-being is put before yours, and when your well-being is put before someone else's, how do you respond? How do you reciprocate? Do you reciprocate? Do you use lethal force if you need to use lethal force to defend yourself? I think that almost more importantly than having a strong supply of food, water, ammunition, silver, or gold, and medical supplies is being aware that when the shit hits the fan, you will do one of two things. You will adapt and overcome, or you will die. Now, adapting and overcoming is not as simple as I'm putting my gas mask on, I got my food, I got my water, I'm going to sit here with a shotgun, or whatever is your flavor, your saber flavor. Adapting is truly noticing and realizing that your old way of living, your old habits, your old day-to-day operation, your old comforts are all gone. So the person that you were within those comforts should now be gone. And out of those ashes should arise this phoenix of surviving, this phoenix of truth, of light, of love, this phoenix of an evolved mentality, beyond any kind of self-preservation, beyond any kind of hate or jealousy or anxiety or fear. When you can realize that you must change who you are to survive, and then you implement those changes, your chances of survival will skyrocket. If you maintain who you were as a person, meaning you need certain comforts, you act certain ways, you speak certain ways, certain events or certain situations affect you in certain ways, that you need to change all that. You need to become not the best you can be. You need to become a totally different creature. In Christianity, we call it being a new creature in Christ. When we accept the Holy Spirit into our bodies, into our soul, we become a new creature, Paul says. And that's identical to what you need to do in a survival situation, in a fight or flight situation. You know, so many people are out there preparing, and there's a lot of them are preparing mentally even. A lot of them lesser are preparing spiritually. And I do think Christ is the step number one. Without that, who cares what you do? Who cares how long you're going to live? It doesn't matter. If you don't have Christ, you're dead. It's my opinion, my humble opinion. But mentally, when you have your ego in place, when you understand who you are under the most extreme pressures, when you understand where your breaking point is, you'll know how to avoid that breaking point. When you get past and when you can start pushing that barrier of your breaking point, then you start evolving. You become a different creature, a different person. I think that one of the biggest steps in this evolution is realizing that self-preservation is the root of self-deprivation. Self-preservation is nothing more than putting your life, your well-being, before the masses. And that's exactly what got us in this situation. A small group of elites put their well-being before the masses. When you can become a person who is a beacon of light in a dark world, a beacon of light when everything is falling apart, that you're coming together. When everybody else is running around in fear and anxiety, like animals reacting to situations with their primal instinct and that reptilian brain that we have. And I'm not talking about David Icke reptilian. Google this shit. It's a real medical term. When they're reacting as animals or as even humans, you're reacting as a well-trained, methodical, spiritual, and prepared creature. You have become, at that point, a surviving entity. More so than just a person, you have become a beacon of hope for those around you. Other people will see you, see how you act, and see how you speak. Not only will it motivate them to do the same, but it will immediately take away fear and anxiety from the people who see you acting and speaking soundly of mind and assuring not only yourself, but the people around you. You can just take it a step further. You can start giving some of your preps away. And I know that's almost taboo to most preppers, but I mark my words when I say when you start giving, especially in an SHTF situation, you will receive 10 times the amount. If you go to your neighbor, you knock on the door. Hi, it's Justin. I just wanted to make sure. Do you guys have enough water? Do you guys have enough food? Are you okay? No, we have food, but we don't have any water. Okay, here, take a couple gallons. Was there 4 of you? Here's 4 gallons. It'll get you through the day, maybe half of the day tomorrow. Please take this. Oh, do you want anything in return? Absolutely not. All I want is to know that you're okay. You do that to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 households. Yeah, you might have one punk or a few punks, possibly, that might want to screw you over or take your stuff, but ultimately that's not going to happen. When they see an ally approach, give them out of nothing in return, wanting nothing back, but knowing that they are good, knowing that they are in good hands and are in well-being. they will join you, and not on a alliance level, but on a spiritual and mental level. You will at that point be bringing up the people around you to a different level of evolution, to a survival level. If you're running around and you're just stealing and taking and grabbing and you don't care about anybody else, you're reacting to every situation, just fight or flight, then you are limiting yourself to the capabilities of an ape. You're limiting yourself to the capabilities of a dog, of a pit bull. When people see everybody else acting this way, like pit bulls, and you come in and you're feeding people, and you're giving people water and shelter for nothing in return, what you will find one day when you wake up and there's some bad guy at your door, or some bad guy coming down to you, or you're dying of starvation, or you're dying of dysentery, you will find those community that you helped earlier, previously, will be there for you. They will take out that bad guy. They will warn you of that bad guy. They will block you from that bad guy. They will give you the food you need, the water you need, the medical supplies you need. Not only because they know that you took care of them and will in the future take care of them when it needs, but because they seen one day a man came, you came, and showed them love, pure love, wanting nothing in return except to know that they are good. And they will do the same for you. Love begets love. Hate begets hate. Fear is the root of hate. Love is the antidote to all of these situations, every situation out there. Christ is love, love is Christ. When you implement that into your life, things change. You can move mountains. You have nothing to fear, absolutely nothing to fear, if you live out of love. If you live with this new evolution, this new mentality, this new mental state that you need to have for yourself, you will survive much longer. If you continue in the habits, and I'm not saying that everybody out there is, I'm just saying for the majority. I'm not pointing any fingers, I'm not judging anybody. Judge not, or ye be judged. If and when you can become and evolve into this person, if you can put away your old self and become this new self, not only will you ensure your safety and survival, you ensure the safety and survival of the people around you. And that love is like a disease. Love is like a virus. It's a good virus, but it spreads quickly. It spreads quickly. Pay it forward is not just a theme or a theory. It's the reality of the life we live. If you give water, food, shelter, ammunition, medical supplies, just care to a person, what do you think they're going to do? Do you think that's going to make them more likely to go out and shoot and rob and steal and murder and hate and kill? No. What they're going to do is be motivated to do the same thing that you did. So, in a nutshell, we need to prepare ourselves to get rid of the old selves. We need to prepare ourselves to evolve into a apex creature. A creature that's not only good at survival and fighting and prepping, but a creature who is able to put the community, or to put his brothers and sisters, to put Christ, to put love before himself, herself, themselves. When you're able to put away your old self and become this new creature of love and survival, then you can truly not only help yourself, but do good and become the antidote of this sick world that we live in. You can become a part of the solution. You can become the solution, which is love. So what are you going to do to help? What are you going to do to get this situation out of here? We all know it's coming, and we're all prepared for it. We're all preparing. If you're watching this video, you're already a prepper. Every single person that comments here, I don't have a lot of viewers, but every single person that views it I know is a prepper. So what are you planning to do to help others? Because that's what's going to make you survive. That's what's going to have other people have your back, is if you love them. And you love them with a whole, open, and honest heart. Because love is survival. Hate is death. Mahalo for coming in. I really, really do appreciate you guys stopping in. Please like the video. Share it if you can. And I'd love to hear your opinions. I'd love to hear your comments. Please post down below. Give me some of your opinions and feedback. Other than that, mahalo nui loa. Hui ho until next time. And you guys have a great evening.